Meghan McCain turned down The View years ago. Hi, welcome to JOA. If you're new to my channel, please click subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. Watch this clip and I'll come back with some more.
Meghan,
So
you've seen this process play out firsthand before. Is this the best option for him now, given what the television landscape is and we're seeing in other places?
Yeah, I mean, I think vice presidential horse race commentary is something that keeps political analysts very busy right now, but I'm not a big believer in chemistry tests across the board. I think they can be sort of a short illusion, and anyone can perform really well in a short period of time. Not to make this about me, but when I was originally offered the job on this show, they wanted to test me with a bunch of the ladies, and I said, no, you see what I can do. Fast forward a few years later, I again refused a chemistry test, and I ended up getting hired anyway. I think vice presidential picks are the exact same way. I think you probably know. My father, and I know people get very triggered when I talk about him, so just bear with me. He chose an unorthodox running mate, and he chose someone that he hadn't had a lot of experience with. In fact, I believe that he had only met Sarah Palin twice before announcing her as his vice presidential pick. And when he was dying, he did an interview with his HBO documentary filmmakers that made a documentary about him and said one of his biggest regrets wasn't choosing Joe Lieberman. And I think in the case of Joe Biden and the kind of times we're in, he has to go with the person who is going to lead us out of this absolute epidemic, pandemic, generational crisis, because as far as I'm concerned, it's looking like it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets better. And I think he needs to go with someone who is going to look like on stage and on camera with him and in the White House, quite frankly, someone who he trusts. He trusted President Obama. They were very close friends. It's widely reported, widely known of their friendship and trust. And I think that is going to be the thing that's most important. And I think this sort of, as Sunny put it, beauty queen contest, who can perform the best in front of a camera for 20 minutes is probably completely ill-suited for this time.
And I think
the epitome of nepotism, and the real reason why Meghan McCain got the job is, of course, because of her last name, because of her father's history. And really, in television, you can't just turn down a chemistry test and get a job years later. So she said years ago they wanted her to test with other co-hosts, and I guess they wanted her to guest co-host maybe, but they put it in the word, hey, we want to test you with some other woman. I guess this is when, at the time when they had trouble with the co-host, when Elizabeth Hasselbeck allegedly got fired, and she turned that down. And then 3 years ago, they asked her again, and she turned it down, and that's when she got hired, because she's been on the show 3 years ago. And really, that's really the epitome of favoritism. Well, nepotism, because her father is who he is. And in reality, if you are some other broad who's on a come up, and let's say you even have experience as a host, as she has on MSNBC and Fox and whatever, and let's say you turn down a chemistry test with other hosts, they're not going to hire your ass. They're not going to hire you. They're going to go on with somebody else. They're going to pick somebody else. But by her being John McCain's daughter, it got her the job. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Please do subscribe and click the bell button so you'll be the first to know when I upload. I wish Joy was there when she said that. I wanted to hear Joy's response. Deuces. Yeah.